Hi everybody, it's Wendy from Cinnamon Sweet Shop. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a stenciled cookie. So what you'll need for this is some stencils. Now, here are 3 stencils I happen to have. I have the link below in the description box where you can buy these, and it also comes with a heart-shaped cookie cutter that will fit the size. I'm going to be using primarily this particular stencil. You'll also need some icing because that's what we're going to use to paint over the cookies. Now this is very important to get the consistency correct. You want it thin enough where it's going to smoothly glide over the stencil, but you don't want it so thin where it's going to be runny. So this is what I like to use. Notice it's not falling off of the spoon, but it has some shine into it. And of course you'll need your cookie. So I cut my heart shapes and I already flooded the outside with white icing and I let this dry. Now you also need either a spatula or a knife. You'll notice my cookie is smaller than the stencil. It's because I made a smaller size cookie, but for the purposes that I'm making this for, it's not going to matter much. But I am going to hold the stencil rather, on top of the cookie as best I can. As I said, it's a little bit bigger than the cookie, so it's going to run off. For best results, I'm going to do sections of this at a time. And I'm going to place my fingers down to hold this firmly. Notice I'm not taking a lot. I'm going to cover the cookie, the stencil, and make just a very thin coating across the stencil. And then I'm going to, again, go over with the spatula and scrape off any excess on there. And then from here, I'm going to take another section. A little hard to do with one hand. Main thing is you want to make sure everything is covered. Because this cookie's smaller than the stencil, it's a little bit harder for me to get this without touching some of the icing. Okay, so I'm just going to get some extra icing off. And from there, I'm just going to carefully lift this up. And there you have your stenciled cookie. Now, if you take a look at the stencil, it still has a lot of icing on it. So if you're going to be making more than one cookie, you're going to need to take a damp cloth and wipe this dry clean. And then make sure it's completely dry, and then you could go on to doing the other cookie. So this isn't a fast type of cookie to make. It is a little more time consuming. I'm going to decorate this with a border around the side, and you will see it in my next clip. Now that the icing is dried, I'm going to dress it up a little bit more by using a shell border and some red royal icing, and just put a nice little border across.